Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would do a what I eat in a day video. Now I watch these videos all the time and I love seeing what other people eat during the day based on like their diets or their cultural background. I find it so interesting. So today I decided I would film my own what I eat in a day video and I really hope you guys enjoy it. So right now it's about 7:30 a.m. and I wake up pretty early every day. I wash my face and brush my teeth, all of that stuff. I pretty much head straight to the kitchen. So I've opened up the blinds to let some sunshine in here, and yeah, let's head to the kitchen, which is literally right behind me. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to put the kettle on because I love something warm in my stomach in the morning, and I love tea. It's too early for coffee for me, so I'm just gonna have some tea to start, and I'm just gonna fill this kettle up. Okay, so as of lately, I've been loving apples in the morning with a little bit of cinnamon and brown sugar. The perfect fall snack or breakfast, if you ask me. So I'm just going to make that really quickly to pair with my tea. Okay, so my apples are chopped, as you can see here, and I'm just gonna take some ground cinnamon. This is just the McCormick brand. You can use whichever you want to. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit over the apples. Then I'm just gonna give it a really good shake. I would put this in the Tupperware usually, but kind of forgot. That was a workout. And here we have our cinnamon apples. So delicious, you guys. You have to try this. I would sprinkle some brown sugar on this, like a little bit if you want, and shake it with the cinnamon, but I'm not gonna have any sugar on the apples because I'm gonna put a little bit of sugar in my tea this morning. Usually I just have some green tea and call it a day, but I want some chai tea and I have to put sugar in it, so yeah. Why am I out of breath? So for my tea in the fall, I like to switch things up and go for like a more like black tea, chai based kind of teas. And in the summer, I just do like a green tea and call it a day. But in the fall, I definitely love something a little bit more cozy. So I have here my English breakfast tea, which is my all-time favorite tea. And I also have my French vanilla by Bigelow, which is definitely the best tea ever. So I'm gonna have this one this morning. And I like my tea strong, so I put 2 tea bags. I like my tea black and just rich and bold. So I'm just gonna pop 2 tea bags in here. Like so. Alright guys, so I'm just gonna have my breakfast and then I will see you guys again for lunch. Alright guys, so it's lunchtime. It's currently 12:32 p.m. to be exact, and I'm starving. As you guys saw, I only had the apples and the tea for breakfast, which is not really a lot of food, but I've been eating pretty light in the mornings now, so at lunch I'm starving. I'm literally starving at lunch. So today I'm gonna have a little, like a protein bowl, I like to call it, which is basically consists of some quinoa, and I've been loving this one from Trader Joe's lately. It's the red quinoa. I'll show you guys a better view later. So I'm gonna make some red quinoa with some grilled shrimp and like sauteed in some peppers with like some really nice I don't know, like stir fry sauce on it. I love to eat that with some veggies. Really healthy, and it's gonna hold me over until dinner time. For dinner, I'm gonna be making some soup, which you guys will see. I love soup, and it's soup season right now, but the soup I'm gonna be making takes a long time to cook, so right after I eat lunch, I'm gonna start prepping the stuff for the soup, but one thing at a time. Let's deal with lunch. So we're gonna be making the quinoa, and I'll show you guys how I do that. So this quinoa is from Trader Joe's. It's the organic red quinoa, and to make this, I basically just measure out 1 cup, and always rinse your quinoa before you cook it, because you just have to rinse it. So I'm just gonna rinse it right now. So to cook the quinoa, I'm gonna cook it in a little bit of chicken broth, and this is from Trader Joe's as well. It's just their organic chicken broth, and I'm just going to pour out 1 cup of this. So it's gonna be 1 cup of chicken broth. Actually, I'm just gonna go to maybe 3/4 cups. I'm just gonna pour that into my pot. Then I'm gonna do 1 cup of water. I also like to add a little bit of thyme to my quinoa as it's cooking, and I also like to add a bit of scallions, and these are already washed. I'm just gonna drop that in there. I'm also gonna add a little bit of Trader Joe's 21 Salute seasoning, just a little bit. I like my quinoa pretty flavorful, otherwise I won't like it, so I like to just add that in there. Then I just add the quinoa to the pot. And when it comes to a boil, I'm gonna turn the flame down and let it simmer until complete. So that's what it looks like right now. And once it comes to a boil, I'm just going to put the lid on and let it simmer. So back in the kitchen for dinner, and my hair is different because I literally just did a little chop in the bathroom 5 minutes ago. So, but it's the same day, don't worry. So we're back in the kitchen for dinner, and as I said, I'm gonna be making some beef soup. This is gonna be a long process, so I'll probably just do a voiceover through the entire process. I did prep all of the ingredients beforehand because it does take a little bit of time just to kind of chop everything, the carrots, the squash, all of that good stuff. But I will put all the stuff on the screen as I'm doing the voiceovers and stuff in case you're interested. So yeah, I'm gonna be making some beef bone soup. This is basically beef bone with a little bit of meat on it, just to kind of give the soup some flavor. So that's what I wanna have for dinner today. It does take about 2 hours to cook, 2.5 hours or so. So I'm gonna put it on the stove now. It's currently 5:04, so we should be eating by like 7, which is perfect. So yeah, let's get it started. Okay, so these are all the ingredients. I have some potatoes in here, I have some squash, and I have some carrots, thyme, scallions, and 2 Scotch bonnet peppers. I do like my soup pretty spicy, so that's what I have in this little wooden bowl here. But I do have to put the meat in the pot first just to kind of start cooking. This has been marinating for, I think, the past 24 hours. I just put a little bit of seasoning on it just so it can basically soak it in and all of that. So I'm just gonna drop this into the pot once the water starts to boil. And I brought the soup pot out, you know, you know the deal. Alright guys, so once the water starts to boil, as you can see, I'm just going to drop the meat in, and the moment they touch the water, they basically turn brown and they start cooking. One thing though, I don't like walk away immediately and leave it, because you're gonna notice that all the fat start to like float to the, I don't know what it's called, fat, but regardless, you want to just skim all of that stuff off. I know it looks really gross, but it just comes with the territory. So I'm just gonna skim that off before I leave and allow it to like boil on its own for like an hour. Anyways, this is what the beef is looking like after an hour, and now it's time to add in all our other soup ingredients. So right now I'm just adding in the scallion, the thyme, and I'm going to also add in the squash because I want that to get all soft and mushy so it gives the soup some color. So we're just gonna drop the squash in there and let it boil for a couple minutes. Alright, so it's been about 20 minutes and the squash is about ready to be mushed out now. So I honestly just take the wooden spoon and like smush it against the side of the pot, just mush it all out. And you're gonna see how the soup just becomes like more like thick and like colorful because the squash, usually for this I would use pumpkin, but pumpkin is so hard to find here. It's ridiculous. So I switched over to squash because it's just easier for me, to be honest. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so right after that, I added my carrots and my Irish potatoes and the Scotch bonnet pepper, and then I dropped in a couple of dumplings. This is so bad for you, but I just cannot have soup without the dumplings, okay? The spinners are necessary. And then I'm going to drop in my pumpkin soup mix and then just give the soup a little stir. Cover it again and give it a little simmer for a couple additional minutes. And once you come back, the soup is going to be ready. Alright guys, here we have my final meal of the day. Some beef soup, Jamaican style for the most part. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, you will know that soup is one of my favorite meals to eat. I love soup and I can't wait to just dig into this. There's beef in here, there's dumplings, there's potatoes and carrots. So yeah, this is my final meal of the day. I'm just going to enjoy this while watching some Netflix or something. It's currently 7:30 on the dot right now, so I timed this out perfectly. So this is pretty much it for my final meal of the day, which is dinner.